still on the same standard we've been on since Monday. 8G6, 8G7, and 8G8. I can solve problems in distance using the Pythagorean theorem. All right, with the Pythagorean theorem, there's really only one thing to remember, and that is the formula. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. And as the diagram will show you, A and B are the legs of your triangle, and C is the hypotenuse. C has to be the longest side. So that's all we're doing, taking our numbers, and we're going to substitute them into this equation based on if they will be A, B, or C. All right. Have you found your activity for the day in Schoology?
Miss Hitch, I'm sorry, my computer went dead.
That's all right, Cameron. I'm glad you joined us again. We have an activity in Schoology. It should be titled hello. He's over in Miss Jackson's class. You need to check to go? Okay. It's titled it's in Schoology in today's folder. You see it? It maybe be titled Thursday. Okay, so there to go. Thursday, February the 11th, and it should pull you to a Google Docs. I mean, not a Google Doc, a Google Slide, kind of like a PowerPoint. Give me 1 second. Let me go get a check.
Which folder is in Miss Kitchen?
She's not here right now.
Who? What do you say? A folder? Did you find the camera?
I was asking which photo was in.
It should be in the one for this week, February the 8th through the 12th.
Okay, thank you.
All right. So looking at number 1, it says apply the Pythagorean theorem. It says find the measure of side C if A equals 5 and B equals 9. They also said round to the nearest 10. I'm going to draw us a triangle, so we'll just know the parts to represent. A and B are your sides. C is your hypotenuse. It also needs to be your longest side. All right, we only using one equation. A squared plus B squared equals C squared. All right. And if I reread this problem, I see that they gave me A, and they also gave me B. So I'm going to substitute in A and B into the equation. So now we'll have 5 squared plus 9 squared equals to C squared. And that's on a Google slide, but like I tell us all the time, if you want to write on a piece of paper and just upload that piece of paper with it, that is perfectly fine. Some of your classmates in the other classes, they use the text box. I'm gonna show you what I'm talking about real quick. This with the T, that's a text box. A lot of them are using the text box and they're typing in their a squared plus b squared equals c. And if you're wondering about an exponent, your exponent is the list. You have to hit shift and 6 at the same time. You see like an upside down V. That represents an exponent. That's what some did in other classes. You pretty much need your whole process. That's why I say, or you could just do it on paper, take a picture. I always find that to be the easiest instead of trying to type it and trying to find how to type it, but whichever one you prefer. Some know how to write on their Chromebook. So I don't know how, but okay. So then we'll go ahead. 5 squared would be 25. 9 squared would be 81. And that would still be equal to c squared. And then I would add those together. Somebody add up 25 and 81.
106.
All right. So now we have 106 is equal to c squared. How do we get rid of that square?
You square root it.
Square root.
Great job. So now we have the square root of 106 will be equal to c. They want us to round, so give us at least 2 numbers behind the decimal.
10.29.
All right, and that 9 gonna tell that 2 to do what? Good
Go
job.
up.
So that will be 10.3. And we're gonna put the unit, which will be inches. I'm sorry if it look ugly and funny. I hate writing with a mouse, but Coach Art board isn't calibrated for me to walk right on. Any questions about how we're using this Pythagorean theorem? A squared, b squared, and c squared. All right. So once again, C, I already know we're going to be using that same formula. Y'all used to me from last year. If they give us a formula, we're going to always start with it. Looking at problem 2, what did they give us? Good job. So I'm going to substitute in the values that they gave me. So now I have 2 squared plus b squared is equal to 12 squared. All right, somebody give us 2 squared, somebody give us 12 squared.
2 squared 4 and 12 squared 144.
Good job. So now we have 4 plus b squared is equal to 144. All right, do anyone know how we can get b on the side by itself? What's on that side with b? Good job, London. Subtract 4 on both sides. All right, so now we have b squared is equal to what?
$140.
So now, how can we get rid of that square? All right, somebody go ahead and find it.
$11.83.
All right, and 3 gonna tell that 8 to do what?
Stay.
All right, looking at number 3. What did they provide us with? Good job. All right, so see if you could try that out without me, and then we'll come back and look at it. All right, somebody ready to talk us through it? All right, somebody want to pick up where London stopped?
You subtract you subtract 64.
All right, what you got, Steve?
36.
Good job. All right, somebody else want to tell us next? Okay. So now we gotta do that opposite or the square root of it. And what's the square root of 36?
6.
Good job. All right, you had it correct. Pat yourself on the back. I'm gonna give you about a minute or two to have a look at 4. All right, what we know? Good. All right, so then 10 squared and 12 squared. Good job. All right, then add those together.
244.
244.
Gotcha. Now what we need to do?
The square
Square
root.
root it.
Good job. All right, and what you got when you did square root?
15.62.
All right, and 2 gonna tell that 6 to
Stay.
Hey.
good job. So 15.6 feet. Any questions about it? All right, I'm gonna leave that up for about a second or so. Go ahead and finish doing what you need. Hello. In this weird class. All right, everybody got what you need? All right.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, now on the second page, they gave us some diagrams. These diagrams may be a little easier to look at for those of us who are wondering what's A, B, and C. And only one main thing to remember is that C is always that diagonal. That's always C. So looking at number 1, I could tell that they gave me, I'm gonna call that A, and they gave me C. So once again, it's the same process. Start with my formula, substitute in what they gave me, and then solve. All right, somebody tell us what 13 squared is and what 20 squared is.
Thirteen squared is 169.
All right. Good job. So now what do we need to do?
Subtract 169.
Subtract.
Good job. All right, now do what?
Square root.
All right.
15.19.
All right, and then 9 told the 1 to do what?
Go up.
Good job. All right, looking at the second one. What did they give us?
B.
All right, somebody said B. Yeah, it's 2.5 and 2.5.
A
Good
and B.
job. All right. I'm gonna put that formula again. Y'all know me, I always start with it, even if I think I know it, I'm still put it. All right, so they gave me 2.5 squared for A and B. All right, anybody did 2.5 squared? All righty. So now we got 6.25 plus 6.25.
12.5.
All right. Go ahead and find that square root. All right, 3.53. All right, so that 3 told the 5 to do what? Good job. If they stay the same, that means I don't need to write it. All right, any questions about it? All right, I'm gonna leave you to finish these last 2 on that page. But before we do that, let's go ahead and move to the next page. Y'all all right? You are. You are too. So K2, y'all will be next. But let me go ahead and look at this with you. All right, so these are real world problems. And real world problems with Pythagorean theorem pretty much works the same way. As I told them in the other class, I would possibly go ahead and draw my triangle because I know we're dealing with a triangle. All right, so when I read this, it says the school park and the movie theater form a right triangle. The longest distance is between the school and the park. If that's the longest distance, which one is it? Good job. So I'm gonna label that the school and the park. $8.44. That's you, Takiti? $8.45. Okay. I'm sorry, y'all. We got an announcement. I'm sorry. Get off. Anywho, so the school and the park is the longest. They said it's 3.4 miles between the school and the movie theater. So that means this is the movie theater, 3.4 miles. And then they said 5 miles between the park and the movie theater. So with the real world problems, the main thing is going to be drawing it so you can clearly see what's your A, B, and your C. All right, so looking at 2, Brandon is making a ramp. We all know a ramp. If I look at the side of it, it looks like a triangle, correct?
Yes.
All right, they said the ramp stands 3 feet tall. So clearly that would be either my B. And then they said it's 9 feet long. Will that be at the bottom or will that be my hypotenuse? The ramp. You gonna walk on the bottom? So that 9 would actually be that hypotenuse. So that means we'll be looking for B. All right, and number 3, Andrew draws a ladder to hang holiday lights. They said his house is 24 feet tall. So the long way would be the house. And then they said a flower bed that extends 4 feet from the side of the house. So if this is the house, that means I'm coming this way 4 feet. And I got all my little flowers over here. And then they say how long of a ladder to reach the top. So they now want to put a ladder from the top of those flowers to the bottom. So that means we'll be looking for C. So now that I have given you a picture, we shouldn't have too much problem with substituting into that equation, okay? All right. Those of you at home, we are getting, oh, did you get it, Braylon? All right, we're getting ready to dismiss, but if you all have any questions about that practice, please send me an email and let me know. And I hope you have a great rest of your Thursday. See y'all later.